Hey, Dennis here with another video. So there's two things that I want to talk about in this video. One being something I think people don't understand when it comes to manifestation, and the second being focus. So there's a question that somebody had recently about manifestation that I answered, and I'll paraphrase the question because what really matters is what the question is asking, not the exact content that's being asked. And it could be said in different ways, but it went something like this. What if I'm manifesting something? What if I'm wanting to manifest something and somebody else is manifesting the exact opposite? Or what if I'm trying to manifest the same thing that somebody else wants to manifest? So now I have a competition. There's me wanting to be the best in the world at this one thing, and there's also another person wanting to manifest the exact same thing. So what would happen? So my answer that I answered online was this, and I'll read it to you. There is only you. The idea that there are other who manifest implies separateness. All is one. If others are quote-unquote manifesting, that is your creation. There's only you. There's only one dreamer who dreams. All dreams. You are the I am. Okay, does that clear anything up for you? Because look, I've had other questions that are very similar to this. People want to change something out there, some circumstance, another person. They want to compete with somebody else. But what I'm saying is there's no competition because there's just you. Law of attraction. Yes, it's human stuff. The idea is a human concept. But there's only one dreamer that dreams all the dreams, and it's you. And there's no competition. All is one. I've said this many times in my other videos, but people keep asking, yeah, but what do I do about this other person? Or what if somebody is wanting the same thing that I want? And what I'm telling you is, you are dreaming that there are other people who want this thing. If all is one, then what does that tell you? That means there's only you. Now, I know it sounds unbelievable to probably most people, or they hear this and they're like, yeah, I know that. But it hasn't really sunken in yet. The idea hasn't really penetrated the mind. And to the extent that you're having trouble manifesting anything, remember that you're manifesting all the time. And there's some things that you probably want to manifest that you have trouble with. But my recommendation is this. Try to manifest something really easy. And what I mean by easy is something like, on my other videos, the ladder. Or something like a special colored t-shirt. Something that you don't really care about. Something very easy. And see if it shows up in reality. Then you'll know that manifesting is really easy because you're doing it all the time. And when you see this in reality, it's basically a miracle. Kind of like what I was talking about in my last video about the ABC 123, or just maybe it's ABC, I forget the name, the Jackson 5 song. The way it showed up was like magic. But when people are trying to manifest bigger things, they can't do it. That's because you have this resistance. If you can't believe in the big things, believe in the small things. It's like weightlifting. You're not going to be able to lift really heavy weight unless you lift the easy stuff, the light weights. So when you manifest something that's really easy, because you don't care about it, and then eventually when you move on to something that you really do want to manifest, remember how the small things that you manifested showed up in your reality. Like it was magic. And to believe in this is no different than believing in the big stuff, because it all works the same. And you'll know that when you had no resistance manifesting the small stuff, this is what helps you manifest the big stuff. And the other thing that people, I think, really need is their focus to be trained. That's why something like meditation is very important, because especially nowadays when you have all these distractions, if the 7 deadly sins were rewritten for modern times, something like scrolling on YouTube or SNS would probably be one of them in a way, because your attention is scattered and you're trying to find something to distract you rather than focus your mind on what you need to focus your mind on. When I had one of my first awakening experiences, doing meditation was what helped me become aware of this, what I would call a construct. And you become what's known as construct aware. Like something that you would be thinking. And you could even say, like, I chose to think that thought. And you see it in your reality. And it's not that there's something out there in the world that was there. It's your mind. And this physical thing being shown later, whatever you're manifesting, is from your mind. But chances are, you may not know that. So when you're getting caught up in, oh, this person said this and this is happening, you're letting this outside world control you. And that's why we do the meditation or some kind of practice to train your mind. Now, I'm not going to get into how to do it in this video. This video is more about telling you how important it is to have focus, and why you do things like write what you want to manifest, or not want per se, but what you're being. Like, I am this, I have this, and you remind yourself, because you'll forget and you'll get distracted. This is what keeps you on course. So remember, when you're seeing something in your outside world, this other person is trying to compete against me, or that person has this, I can't do that, that's just a reflection of your own mind. You can think of it as, instead of being jealous, like, oh, they have this, and I can't do that, whatever, you can think of it as inspiration. Because you're seeing these things in the outside world of what you could be and choose to be or have. And you say, well, okay, I'll be that. That's me. I have this. That's me. Rather than be insecure about it, trying to fight somebody else when there's no other. There's only you. Just like I was telling you earlier in this video about this person complaining about, well, they weren't complaining. They were curious, I think. They were wondering, what would happen if I'm trying to manifest something and somebody is competing against me and they want the same thing? And like I said, there is no other. There's just you. No different than what I said in my other videos. This video exists in this present moment. The time in the past when you thought I made this video is your dream. No different than when a dream starts. It always starts in the middle. It never starts from the beginning. Just like if you've seen Inception, then you know it's exactly like that. It never starts from the beginning. It just starts now. And all the things that came before that, you're like, oh, I went to this school, this is my best friend, instantly downloaded to give you some logical reason why this present moment is the case, why it's here now. And that logic is also part of the dream. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Don't do anything stupid, but think about it. Nothing in your reality is logical, quote unquote. How is any of this here, right? How is anything here as well as you? How does it exist at all? And something like this, I think people forget, because why limit yourself when there's actually no limitation? When you focus your mind and do things like meditation and see that these thoughts that are passing by in your mind, they happen a lot of times on their own, like weeds. It's like, it's easy to be negative if you don't train your mind, because the same way it's easy for weeds to grow. You know, you could just let them grow and there they are. But it takes effort, consciousness, and awareness to know that these things are weeds and you pull them out, right? That's why the world is the way it is, because you're given the choice to do something or not, and to know the potential of your power. It can't be given to you, and to the extent that it is given to you, it's given to you by God, but it can't be given to you by someone else, and you can't buy it. And that's what makes it so amazing. You can't buy this. And few people have this. No different than I use weight training a lot for my examples within these videos, is that when you build a body that's amazing, no amount of money can buy that. You have to put in the work. No amount of money can give you focus. You have to train. You have to focus your mind and realize that to become more conscious takes effort. And to do, something like scroll on SNS and to not be disciplined, this is ultimately, it's suffering. And, when someone complains about training being hard, oh, that's suffering, it's hard. That's, yeah, yeah, true. There's suffering in a way, but that's what you really want. That builds character. And then you get a taste for it. So to recap, remember, there's no competition. There's just you. God is in creative mode. If there's others having something that you want, that's an example of what you can have or be. And to focus your mind, especially now in this world, it's more difficult than ever with smartphones, internet, and whatever else. So when you do want to manifest something, don't think of it as a competition. Think about it as inspiration, as something that you can have. Okay? God is in the creative business. God doesn't compete with others because there's no other. There's just you. And to have focus on what matters. And to keep remembering what you are is the I am. And that these things that you want, you already have. Alright? So I hope that makes sense. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the box below, the comment box, and I'll talk to you next time.